Welcome back to another week of the Sunday Coach's Corner with Coach Knox and Coach Kimmey.
What's up, man?
Doing good. How about that draft, man?
Oh my God, he called it. How does this guy know? He's like a draft guru.
Might as well be. Derwin James, baby.
Did you get paid for those draft picks or anything?
No, not this year.
He called Derwin James though. That was impressive.
I felt him or Minka Fitzpatrick. They both couldn't fit in the top 10.
You know who you didn't call? Baker Mayfield, #1.
I heard the rumors and I just thought it wasn't true. I thought they were playing me.
All right, call me crazy. I think he's going to be a huge flop. Am I wrong? I mean, what do you? I mean, I think he fits in like New York, but the dude. I mean, in Cleveland, it's like a vortex of terrible.
I think the issue is Hugh Jackson's going to lose his job after this season. It's inevitable.
Okay.
Unless he has a winning season, it's inevitable.
Well, if he wins one game, he's better than last year.
and unless they promote Todd Haley, he's going to have a whole new system, and he's going to be a rookie for a second season.
Oh God, good point. Wow.
That's why quarterbacks go to die in Cleveland. They can't have any stability.
Well, that guy that does that jersey, who gets to add Baker Mayfield to that jersey, you know that list.
It'll be Taylor Mayfield.
Goodness gracious! All right, so so the draft was cool. I think I did call the trade back with the Eagles. Yep. I got that, and then we ended up trading in front of Dallas,
yep,
who needed a tight end because Witten just retired, and then we drafted a kid named Dallas in front of Dallas in Dallas. He's a tight end from South Dakota. And Carson Wentz is from North Dakota, so they're already probably best friends.
Guaranteed.
That's like the same state, right?
It's one big state that they had to cut in half.
Yeah, right. All right. We're not very funny, okay? All right, so here's the deal. Our goal today, so we're gonna review the week. The week we just finished up our first week of spring football, so we're gonna kind of review that, and we're also the main purpose is to preview the offense for this coming year. And to talk about some of the exciting things that we got coming up on the offensive side of the ball. As always, thank you to Beef O Brady's for hosting us every Sunday. As you can, I put this here on purpose: 20% off wings all day, every day. Can't beat it. Tell them Coach K and Satellite Football sent you, and they're going to take care of you. Kim is great, the manager here, and we really thank you guys for hosting us again this week. All right, so before we kind of get into it, because I tend to yap a lot and talk, I'm actually gonna get up out of my seat because we actually have some special guests here today. I'm the offensive coordinator, so I call the plays on the sidelines, but none of it happens without the execution of our players, right? So they're the bread and butter behind what we do. I just hold a piece of paper and look like I know what I'm doing, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, the pencil in your ear.
Yeah, if you put the pencil in your ear, it's like you look like Matt Patricia from the Patriots, and you automatically gain points and knowledge of football,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So act like you're writing things down.
You at least look like you know what you're doing. That's half the battle. All right, so we got 3 special guests here today. We have our rising sophomore quarterback, class of 21, John Hinkle. We also have our 2019 wide receiver, who's also one of our members of our team captain, U Crew. Alex Goodale is here today, and our left tackle, Spencer Hoosenveld, who's going to be a junior, class of 2020, and started and played every offensive snap for us last year. Yeah,
as a sophomore?
True Iron Man, right? Okay, so anyway, so we're going to start off with John. We got a few questions for him. And then we'll go to Alex, and then we'll finish with Spencer, and let's see how they do behind, in front of the camera.
All right.
Try not to stare at yourself too hard in the camera on the way. All right. So here we go, Johnny. Come on over, bud.
All right, John. Let me hear about the week. I know that you guys got pads on. I know you quarterback types don't really hit, but from your perspective, watching everybody else hit, how was it?
I think this week was good. I think the intensity level, the juice was good. Everyone was hitting like hard. I didn't get hit much, but there was a lot of other hitting going around me. It was fun. I liked it.
So how about the coaching staff? I know you guys have a new quarterbacks coach.
Coaching staff's really good this year. We got a lot of different position coaches everywhere that are doing a great job. Coach Ashley, the quarterback coach, is doing really good, teaching us a bunch of drills. Last year we didn't really do much. Quarterbacks, we kind of just talk, throw a couple balls, but this year we're actually working, putting in work, doing some footwork drills, get our footwork better, and yeah.
Good. Huh? Oh, so what are you looking forward to from the offense, John? What are you excited about?
I'm looking forward to keeping up the speed of the no huddle offense. I'm looking forward to being uncommon on the field again, scoring some points, and going 8-2 for another, or more than better than 8-2, 10-0 for next season.
Absolutely, setting your goals high.
Yes.
There you go. And then how about for the season overall? What are you looking at?
The season, did I just really say next season?
We kind of spoke about the offense, so how about the season?
Oh, the whole season, 10-0. I want to go 10-0. Alabama. We want to go to Alabama next year. Go up to Gulf Shores, beat them. We went to Key West last year. First satellite team to go out of state. This year, to Alabama. So going to Alabama, I think will be really fun.
Yep. And
also looking forward to try to make it to another Heroes Bowl this year again. Last year we went to the Heroes Bowl and won. Beat Cocoa Beach again this year. Keep the surfboard for the 6th year in a row.
That'd be great. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Coach Knox.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Now we'll introduce Alex Goodale. All right, Alex. You've been part of the program for a while now, so tell me, how's the team personality this year?
The personality of our team, I'd say we're pretty passionate and aggressive. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody's like focused every practice, aggressive. Everybody wants to win and compete.
So you're gonna be a senior now. You feel more of a leader, taking on a leadership role?
Yeah, it's crazy to see like how far like I've come since freshman year, and like just like how the team has changed, and like the whole like this span from when I started, it was just like it's like a totally different program now.
Absolutely. So how about for the offense? What are you excited about personally?
I'm excited to put up a lot of points every game again, run the score up a little bit.
Okay. And how about for the season? What are you looking towards?
I'm looking toward a good year, a lot of wins.
A lot of wins?
Yeah.
So it's all about winning, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it. And now we'll bring in left tackle Spencer Houstonville. Can't say that.
It's all right. Nobody can.
All right, Spencer. I know you had a big portion of the off season.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What fired you up, getting you ready for spring?
Well, I was just I knew that I'd seen from my freshman year to my sophomore year how much I've grown, and now with getting older and older, I know that the more I do it, the bigger I'm going to get and the stronger. So I just pushed really hard, and with Coach Hodges, he great role model for all of us, and he pushes us really hard. The whole team. We had the lift-a-thon, really got us all pumped up. We all really wanted to compete for that, and I ended up winning the fundraising part, so I was pretty excited about
there
that.
You go.
But it was just lots of grinding and getting ready for spring, because we know how much that works out, and just the more you work, the better you're going to be on the field.
Absolutely. So how about for the offense? What are you excited about?
I'm excited just to keep on scoring. Scoring is the best. Like, you getting to like being a left tackle, I never run the ball. I never touch the ball. But watching like my guys like John Hinkle and Alex Goodale, Bo Cole, all those guys run down the field, and I get it just like going down there and like cheering them on and picking them up in the end zone after they score. I'm just excited for the way we run our offense. Our tempo is just so fast. It's coach would always be like, "Come on, let's go faster, faster, faster," and it's like I don't know how much faster we can go, but I know we can. We're going to this year. Definitely way faster this year.
I mean, tell me how that feels when you just absolutely maul a guy. You get that pancake, and you see your running back down the sideline.
Oh,
how does
awesome.
that feel?
It's awesome because like you know you're doing your job, and you like blow somebody up, and then like you feel like your running back come like right off your tail, and it's like like you just made that play. It's awesome.
That's O-line glory.
Yeah.
So tell me about for the team. How do you feel? You excited?
Oh, I'm so excited. We're looking so sharp this year. Everybody, we lost some seniors last year, but our younger guys are filling in right away, stepping up to the call, and I'm just really excited to see what we got going this year, and I'm ready to just keep on winning some more games.
Absolutely. All right, Spencer.
All right, well, thank you, Coach.
All right. Well, I think they clearly could do a much better job than both of us up here.
Oh, definitely. They all have their
Awesome
own personalities.
That was great. Good job, all three of you guys. That was impressive. Hopefully you learned a little bit. I mean, coming from them, it means a lot more. Like I said, you guys hear me every week, so hopefully that gets you excited about what's coming up for our offense and what's coming up for this season and what the players are looking forward to. Sounds like a lot of points.
Yep.
Wins.
That's what they want, Coach.
Yeah. Scoring points and winning games. I'll take it. That sounds good to me too.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's just go over. We'll just kind of hit the weekend review, and we'll just kind of hit some of this stuff and kind of go down. What was exciting and what was kind of what happened this past week.
Okay. So, Coach, from your perspective, give me the weekend review.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was cool to see our new helmets out there. So we got the whole new white on white kind of. All right, sorry, we had a little technical malfunction. We are back in action here at the Sunday Coaches Corner. So we are we were talking about the week one, and I was just kind of reviewing, seeing those helmets, the new helmets that we got, the white on white look. Kind of inspiration from Army and the Army-Navy game from last year, and just seeing them out on the field for the first time, they look as good as I expected them to look. Did you see the pictures?
I saw the pictures, man. Those helmets were shiny. Those are nice.
So overall, our spring goals, we got 4 spring goals to teach and for the players to learn, to play fast and get physical, and then evaluate our team overall, see where we stand, evaluate the players, and then acculturate them, which has really kind of helped them learn how we do it here at Satellite Football and all the expectations in our program. So these guys hit on a lot of it. Alex, I think, summed it up the best about our team. I think we're aggressive. We show up with a purpose. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of guys just out there, talking just to talk. There's just a lot. Our leadership has really grown. Alex Goodale, Bo Cole, Nick Bergeron, J.D. Arnold is our main team captains, the guys, the members of the U crew, and they've just taken charge and haven't looked back since day one. So, the personality of our team really is just show up and work. I mean, nobody's really complaining. Nobody asks why. It's just, we're here, we're ready to go, and coach, what do you want to get done today, and we're ready to do it. So. That to me says a lot, because you know how it is. It's like when you're facing teams that might have a little more talent than you. I mean, you got to close that gap somehow, and 100% of the time that's your work ethic.
At this point, those seniors, they don't need any extra incentive. They know it's on the line.
Yeah, you remember being that senior year.
Absolutely.
What was it like when you hit that first day of the senior year?
That first day of spring senior year, it's like instantly like you had to feel like you had to lead.
Right.
You had to lead your group.
Right.
I was only DB in the line. That was a senior.
Yep.
Everybody else was either sophomore or freshman.
Right.
And you instantly have to begin showing everybody else the ropes.
Yep. And and just kind of knowing that those 10 games are going to fly by
quicker than anybody can stay.
And next thing you know, you're sitting at the banquet in December, and you're like, where the heck did the year go?
Yeah.
So. That happens every year. We get the seniors they go, oh wow, I only have a few. This is my last spring. This is, my last first day of spring, and there's a lot of lasts. So hopefully we get a lot of firsts this year too.
Yeah.
I think we could absolutely, dominate like we did last year again with the type of talent that we have. a cool thing that we're doing since the helmets are white. We got to earn your stripe type deal this year.
Yeah.
It's going to go to guys that give the best effort in practice, are the best teammates, that represent our culture every week. I will reveal one thing about the uniform. I revealed it to the players this week, but our helmet's going to have 3 chrome stripes down the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty sweet. It's kind of it kind of matches that 3-stripe Adidas type thing.
I got you.
So if players, every week we're going to reward players who we feel best represent our culture and our team. By giving them their stripe. So some guys are going to have their stripe and some guys won't. But I think it's a good way to recognize guys that are giving their all in practice. All right, and then we're evaluating the team to see who's going to come to Alabama with us, man. I mean,
absolutely.
That's going to be a fun trip. But I'm only bringing the 40 best guys that are going to give us the best chance for success on Friday night. So we're seeing who's going to make it out of that. I'm planning on developing the varsity and JV rosters after our spring game on May 16th, and we'll see who ends up making the varsity team from there. I do have to thank Michaela and Christina Stevens. They've been out there taking pictures and videos at our practice, and they've just been doing a great job and helping us out. And I just wanted to make sure I shouted them out and gave them a thank you. Now, some of the highs from this week was yesterday, Saturday. It was our first full padded practice. It was intense last year. I thought last year was intense. Yesterday's blew it out of the water. I mean, it was perfect from start to finish. The energy, we call it the juice level. The juice level was high. The energy level was high. The guys wanted to get better. Everything's feeling like fall. I mean, It all feels like fall. It feels like we're getting ready for like a playoff game or something. Like, I feel like we're in the playoffs. Like, we're just getting ready. We're like kind of just, making sure little things are tweaked here and there. But I mean, there's very little, when you run an offense now, we're in the second or third year doing this. A lot of these guys have been in this system for quite a bit, so not a lot of guys are having to relearn stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like refresher, and then they're like, oh yeah, I got it. And then, I mean, we are humming out there. So one of the guys said, I didn't think we could go faster. Was it? Yeah. Spencer. Yeah, he said, Coach tells us to go faster, which I do every week. But, and he said, I think we might actually be able to go faster. Like, how, and everybody looks at me every week like, is that possible? But I tell you what, I mean, with the amount of knowledge we have on our offense right now, I think it's absolutely possible to go faster, which only gives us more of an edge. I
think for some of those younger guys, they must have had a good JV offensive coordinator teaching them the foundation.
That was this guy. Shout out to himself, right? Toot your own horn over here, but that's true. You guys did a great job developing these kids. So
I just took your playbook, dumbed it down a little bit.
So one thing new we added on Saturday, which was cool, we scored practice. So like certain periods of the practice were scored. So like there was a winner, whether it was our opening drill, like the kind of the Oklahoma style drill, we call it the drop. There was also, we scored the end of the practice when we did our one-on-ones. We did best out of 5 red zone.
Yeah. And
it was full go live, and offense won that one 3-2. Offense won the whole practice 24-21 over defense. But we're going to keep track of that every day, and then try to have a winner for the week.
Yeah.
And post it on Twitter, so you guys can kind of keep track of that on there. Our booster club made some awesome food, so thank you to them. They had pulled pork sandwiches, a bunch of desserts, and some chips and stuff for the guys afterwards, and I know they appreciated that. So thank you to our booster club.
Absolutely.
They are just awesome. And then right before practice, we did like a class of 22, our incoming freshmen. We did like a signing day. So they sat down and they signed a letter of intent that they're going to play with us, or play with our team and join our family for this season, and that was pretty neat. We had never done something like that. The lows for the week, our big defensive tackle, J.J. Veely, dislocated his knee yesterday in one of the drills, and our heart is hurting for him. I know he's a little sore. They put it back in. They took X-rays already. no, all the X-rays came back negative, so no issues. They're going to get him an MRI just to confirm, but he's obviously in some pain, but it looks like he's going to be okay. It was pretty scary there for a little bit, but he's going to make it out all right. I mean, he's just a huge piece of what we're trying to do on the defensive line. And then J.J. Rankin's another guy got injured. He'll be out for 3 or 4 days, but he got his hand stepped on. And he also got X-rays, which came back negative. So he didn't have a broken hand or anything. It looked pretty broken when I saw it, but was not. The X-rays showed that there wasn't any breaks or anything. So he should be back this week. He's going to take a couple days off, but he's one of our corners, one of our young guys, and is helping us out there. So hopefully we'll get those guys back here soon enough. We also did our U Crew induction, and they had to kind of memorize a creed, and they all stood in front of the team and talked about this season and what's important to them, and it was just kind of neat to see those guys take a leadership role this week and be welcomed into that important and very exclusive club. And then Bo Cole, one of our U Crew guys, actually got his first Division I scholarship offer this week from Army.
I'm sure that felt good.
Yeah. I told him to beat Navy already, you know what I mean? So now I'm a little biased, but it was cool. It was good. You know, he earned it. It wasn't like none of that stuff just given to you. So he worked hard. He's actually going to go compete in the 4x100 relay in the state championship in Jacksonville this upcoming Friday. J.D. Arnold also is going to be competing in the shot put. He finished third in the region. As a sophomore, so he did a great job. I think he threw 51.5 or 51.6, so he's going to go up to Jacksonville as well. So three of our main starters, you know, we still don't even have. You know, Bo Cole, JD, and Scott Wind, you know, they're still in track. So the fact that we're operating as well as we are offensively and defensively without those three guys is impressive to me. So when they come back in a week, I mean, think of how much better we're going to be. I'm excited for that show next week when those guys come back. So, to me, overall, some guys that surprised me that stood out from the week. A couple guys, you know, John Hinkle got up and talked, but you know, he's just a sophomore. I mean, he's 6'3", he's 225. I mean, he looks like he's a senior, but he's not. I mean, all you got to do is listen to him talk for a couple seconds, and then you go, okay, he's not a senior.
Yeah.
He says something goofy or something a sophomore would say, right? And then so he impressed me. I mean, he's had to come in and take a leadership role as a sophomore and take over an offense that scored a lot of points, and the shoes that he's filling from Noah Mummy, you know, independent, you know, player of the year in the state of Florida, all-time passing record holder at Satellite. He's filling in some big shoes, and he's doing a good job filling in those shoes. So I'm excited about him, and just to see, I guess I'm more excited the fact that I get to work with him for 3 years. You know, it's
exactly.
like, man, to have some consistency at the quarterback position, like we were talking about with the NFL, like why are teams terrible? Because they don't have consistency at the quarterback position. So to have 3 years of consistency at the quarterback position is going to be huge for our team overall. Max Hinkle, his brother, stood out to me. He was hurt last year. He's coming back for his senior year. He plays running back, and he really, you know, quarterback and running back were kind of our two big question marks because we lost Noah Mummy and Lewis Morris, and for Max to step into that running back position was huge. He's done a great job. So I don't really have those questions anymore. I'm not too worried about those positions. I think we're going to be a lot better than we were last year. And then Chuggy Morris too, which is Lewis Morris's brother. You look at him and you wouldn't even think he could play some running back, but he kind of does have that running back look to him. It was like more of a question of his speed and just kind of see if he fit. And I tell you what, he's done a great job. He had a couple ball security issues here and there in the beginning, just because I think he's getting used to running and getting hit while you're running with the ball, you know, because he's never really played it at the varsity level yet. So I was impressed. So those two big question marks that we had, I think got answered pretty quick.
There you go.
And one of them's Lewis's brother. So, you know,
a little family tradition.
Yeah, we'll keep the bloodline going at the running back position. So I'm excited about all that stuff. To me, is it's just another exciting year. And I tell you what, I was talking to my wife and I said, you know, from an outsider's perspective, Sorry, John's
can't look
John's
in the
eating
eyes.
over here, and he's like dropping food all over the place while I'm trying to talk. Sorry. And I was talking to my wife, and I just said, as an outsider watching practice, like, what does it look like to you, And she said it looks like a college style, high tempo, and that it's just everybody's got it together. And I tell you what, our coaches are coaching their tails off. I mean, I don't actually coach a position this year, which apparently I did a terrible job according to John Hinkle. I don't coach a position this year. We hired a quarterback coach, so I kind of am able to bounce around. And I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I just stood in the middle of the practice and just listened, and it was just like coaching going on left and right all over the field. And I was talking to a couple of the players after yesterday, and I really do feel that we have the best coaching staff in this whole state. I mean, these guys are just coaching their tails off, and they are doing a great job. So that's just going to give us another edge. So we've hired really well, and these guys are getting in there and dominating. So next year offensively, and I'll just kind of finish with this, is, again, our offensive philosophy will not change. It is what it is. I mean, number one, our number one priority is to get first downs. So that's it, simply. And then the other thing is speed, simplicity, and boldness. That represents who we are as an offense. We want to go fast, keep it simple, and attack when we feel we need to attack. So, and then build on that success from last season. I mean, it was a record-breaking year, and we're looking forward to continuing to build on those records. And records were meant to be broken. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm excited about, to see how we all put that together. At the quarterback position, I talked a little bit about John, but we also got a couple other quarterbacks, Trey Brown and Court Green, some senior guys that are coming out and are doing. They'll do a great job backing us up, and they got a little different skill set than John has, and I think they'll fit well in some of our other run scheme stuff that we do. But I tell you what, John lost 30 pounds this year, so if he thinks he's getting out of running as a quarterback, he's wrong. So we're going to run him just as much as we ran Noah, and I think with John's changes that he's made to his body, and like I said, for these other two guys, their skill set matches that well too. So that's when you got a really high tempo, well balanced offense, and then on top of that you got a quarterback that's athletic enough that he can move around the pocket and he can make plays with his feet. Defensive coordinators hate that. They gotta account for that extra guy. You know what I mean?
They gotta put somebody in a place to stop him.
Right. Yeah. So they don't. Most of the time, they don't like to do that. You know what I mean? They want to just worried about the other skill guys. So we like to make that a priority in our offense.
Absolutely.
I talked about some of the younger quarterbacks. We got a couple freshmen. Gage Malkin, I'm excited about. He's coming in. He's a freshman. He's done a great job. He's just a young guy, and he's learning the offense, but I think he's got a huge upside to him. And then Lyle Ingram, he'll probably play JV quarterback for us as well. And he's been in the system for a little while, so he knows what he's doing, and I think he'll provide some consistency there at the quarterback position too. And then our tailback, I told you, quarterback was a huge question mark. Tailback was a huge question mark, and I told you Max and Chuggy helped answer that question. But when Bo Cole comes back from States, we're going to put him back there too.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do some exciting, fun things with him. I'm not going to talk about him right here because I don't need everybody to know our secrets. But we're going to do some fun things with him out of the backfield that are unique, that we've never done before, that I'm excited about. And it's going to put him in a position to succeed, and it's going to really put other people in a position to succeed because of what he can bring to the table. Our wide receivers, our slot, we got two slots right now that really are standing out to me. Alex Goodale, and he just talked a little bit ago, and then Danny Colby. They're both kind of guys that remind me of like Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, that kind of smaller slot guy. But their speed is a little deceptive. You know what I mean? Like they're fast, but you don't realize it until like you're about to tackle them and they make a move.
They have that quick speed.
Yep, exactly.
That changes direction.
And like yesterday, Alex, we were running like a goal line, we call it the drop, but it's like from the 15-yard line. And Alex went in at running back. I mean, and he plays slot receiver for us, but he's like, give me the ball, I'm gonna go score. And I think it was maybe third down. We do best out of 3, and it was like on the third one, and he like got hit twice and kept his feet driving and like dove out like, and it was like, if this is the ball and like this is the goal line, the tip of the ball was like right there, and I was like, this dude just wants it. He just wants it. He's hungry. So that's the kind of the nature of our whole offense, is everybody just wants to eat. Everybody's hungry. And then the other slot, Danny Colby's a very similar style. Just physically, when you're a bigger like defensive linebacker or a safety and you go to tackle like Alex or Danny, just the physics of them, it's just harder to tackle them. They're slippery. You know what I mean? So it's again, I think we kind of had a question mark at the slot moving Bo to tailback. So those two guys have come in and answered that question for us. At the offensive line position, you can't forget the big boys. I played offensive line my whole life, and it's a very it's a non-sexy position, because you don't get the not that you're not physically sexy, Spencer. And
we're not calling them big ugly.
Yeah,
right.
No, but you don't get your name mentioned in the paper. Like, you're not going to be on the Florida Today. Like, nobody's taking pictures of you. Like, but the point is that I always tell the offensive lineman that you play the game for the last 3 lines of the paper, right? You don't ever want to be the first line. So, you don't want to be the first line, because it's like, well, the offensive line gave up 6 sacks. That's always going to be the first line. We couldn't get the run game going. That's going to be the first line. You play for the last 3, and I'd like to thank my offensive line. That's like the last little piece of the newspaper. So I played it. I know the position. I played left tackle my whole life, and I moved to guard in college. So I have a very special place, and I coached it for a long time. So I have a special place in my heart for that position. But when you talk about that position, I was talking to one of my coaches yesterday. This is the best offensive line I've had since I've been here. This is 6 years going now, and I think just overall with the whole crew, all 5 of them. I mean, first of all, they're big, and being at Satellite, like sometimes you just can't find big guys.
Yeah, you gotta put some kind of big guys.
You gotta like leave a trail of hamburgers at like to your classroom and see what the big guys come and show up, But like when we went out there the first day, and I was standing there, and I called the offense over and I said, all right, center, put the ball down and let's get lined up. And they kind of all 5 of them walked up to me. I got kind of scared. I was like, dang, these guys are kind of big. They're a little intimidating. If I'm a defensive lineman and those 5 guys run up in front of me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get work tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So our center, Nick Burt. Oh, and I think I will also say, I think I found this out. We have the smartest offensive line in the whole state. I think our average offensive line GPA is like a 3.8. So it's like, all right, so it's center Nick Bergeron. He's an Eagle Scout, state science fair winner. He's got a 3.9.
Yep.
And he's done a great job, by the way, just taking over that center spot, because Alex Iravasi, who's graduating, basically played center for us for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, well, who's going to do that? Nick's done a great job moving into that position. And he's also our strongest player on the team. So he can like bench press you, power clean you, and then deadlift you and throw you into the stands.
Yep.
He's also kind of like a caveman too. He doesn't really talk much, but which is kind of scary. Like if I was a defensive lineman, I'd be a little bit nervous. But so it's him, and then our right guard Felipe Brugger, who transferred to us last year. He's done a great job. He got injured last year. I know he was pretty frustrated about that, but he's done an awesome job for us at the right guard position. He's like looking at like Princeton, Yale, Harvard. He also has a 3.8. And then our right tackle Luke Bowling, who took a year off last year, he's back this year. He's just athletic, man. He's athletic, and that's kind of what we look for. Our center and our guards need to be kind of masher guys that can pull, that can really move a D lineman, and our tackles need to be athletic. They need to be able to reach block like on a jet sweep. They need to be able to
level to the linebacker.
Absolutely, they need to be able to get out there on screens. So that's kind of how we built the offense, and both of our tackles fit that mold perfectly. So Luke Bowling, he's got a 3.5 in all honors classes. Our left guard, Jackson Lacey's an AP guy. He's like in all AP classes. And he's also done a good job. He played for us at left guard last year, and he's just my other favorite thing about him is he's really taken on a leadership role, and he's like being very positive, and he's kind of driving the energy of practice, and you kind of need that. I always say the team goes as the offensive line goes, and so the offensive line, they're the core leaders of the program. They are. I mean, we have the U crew guys, but as your offensive line goes, the team goes. So the way that they've practiced, they're leading the way. Like they're showing these guys what energy looks like, what right looks like. And then our left tackle, Spencer Husenveld, who's going to be in that position for another year in a row. And I know also looks again to play every single offensive snap like he did last year. To have a guy at that position that you're going to have for this year and next year. So that'll be 3 years in a row. We'll have a consistent left tackle that can show up and do his job. And that's not an easy job, when you're protecting the blind side. So you're out on an island a lot. You're kind of one-on-one a lot with a guy. So and I think he only gave up like 3 sacks last year, which is insane.
What's cool is your left tackle and your quarterback have a good relationship.
Yep.
So they have a little bit of trust. You're not going to see John looking over his shoulder
mid-play.
Right,
exactly. And same with John, our quarterback, he's best friends, I think, with every offensive lineman. As he should be. But, like him and Burge have a great relationship. Him and Felipe have a great relationship. And just kind of all the guys overall, they want to work for him, and he wants to work for them too. So it's a really good recipe for success. Offensively, I look to build on everything we did last year. I think we will dominate. I think we will absolutely bury teams just like we did last year. I think we're going to be better. I said this last year. 2 years ago, somebody said, so what do you think? You got a lot of people graduating. What do you think about this year coming up? This was about this last season. And I said, I think we're going to be better. This was when Alex Nix was graduating. And I said, I think we're going to be better. And we were. And then this year, I didn't know. I didn't know until I had to see that first week of spring. And I absolutely know that we will be better, which is crazy because we're replacing an independent player of the year. We're basically replacing about 2,000 yards of offense.
Yep.
And out of the 4,000 we get, so about 50% of our production from last year is graduating. So to have that graduate, and you're like, well, what are we going to have? I think I know what I got, but I'm not. You don't see it till you're in it. And I am just excited. We're good. We're humming, and I think you'll see another. It will be fun to watch.
With the answers the players gave me about their offensive goals, none of them were individualistic.
That's right.
They were all about we want to score points and win games.
Amen.
And that's the attitude to have.
You're good. That's actually a very good thing to hit on, because that's the nature of this team overall from every player. Nobody's in it for themselves. Everybody just shows up. I say they show up with a sack lunch and a jug of water. They put their hard hat on, and they're going to work. That's it. Like it's like they're all professionals. It's like they're getting paid to do this, even though they're not. You know what I mean? But it seems like it's like they're going to work. So looking forward. Everybody come out to our games, because we will be the greatest. I don't know, what was this? The Rams, the greatest show on turf, but we don't have turf, but. The greatest show on grass.
There you go.
What I mean, we will be fun to watch, just like we were last year, but even more fun. So next week you're out of here, right? Going to Mexico.
I'll be sitting on the beach in Cozumel, Coach.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be really thinking about the coach's corner right at that time. And then so we got John Wallace from the Seahawks coming in. He's going to be our guest host. We're going to preview the defense next week. Sorry, not next year, but next week we'll preview the defense and also kind of review the week. So make sure you're following us on our Twitter at Scorp Football. You can follow me at Coach Kimmey. You can follow Coach Knox at, what is it again?
Alex Knox 1724.
Isn't there an underscore
there
in there?
Is.
Okay, well,
I
you got to
forgot
tell
what
them
part's
that.
in there.
Okay.
It's either between Knox or between the 1724.
All right. And then on our website, satellite-football.com. And you can also follow us on our YouTube page, Satellite Football, and on You can also follow our boys, John Hinkle, Alex Goodale, and Spencer Husenville. They're all on Twitter as well. So for Coach Kimmey,
Coach Knox.
have fun in Mexico.
Absolutely.
And adios. That was Spanish.
Good.
All right.